Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. Well, by now I'm sure that many of you know my collection primarily consists of elongated coins, and then also followed by some of those souvenir medallions that I find along my travels. But every so often I come across another kind of unique genre of coins that just grabs my attention, and I seem to just kind of forget about everything else while I focus on this little kind of subgenre for a while. And that's what today's video is about, and I couldn't wait to share it with you. So in this week's video, we're going to take a look at some very special Canadian coins. As some of you may know, Canadian currency, even though using the same terminology for the different notes and coins, looks completely different. Each bill denomination is a different color, originally printed on paper composed of pure cotton fiber, but starting in 2011, a synthetic polymer was used in an attempt to make the notes last longer. This has not been the first time Canada has tried to extend the life of its currency. In 1987, the $1 note was replaced with a gold-colored coin with a common loon, a bird found throughout Canada, on one side, and Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side. This coin quickly became known as a loonie. Then in 1996, Canada discontinued the $2 bill with a patented bimetallic coin with an image of a polar bear. No catchy polar bear nickname was adopted, however, instead Canadians affectionately called this a toonie, as in two loonies. These coins were estimated to last 20 years instead of the discontinued bills, which were less expensive to manufacture but would only last 1 year on average. Last year I had a trip north to Canada for my cousin's wedding. I was able to press a few elongated coins while there, and that trip has been documented in a previous video. However, while visiting, I had accumulated some Canadian coins from purchases we made during the trip. I didn't think much of it and just put them in my pocket, trying to use them up as best I could. Then once home, I went to store them away. Money doesn't go bad. And it was at this time that one of the coins stood out from the rest. This $2 coin or toonie has a colorized center image to it. Now when I first found it, I just kind of thought maybe the previous owner decided to paint it and then send it back out into the world so that others could see their artwork. But I soon found out that wasn't the case. This was actually minted by the Royal Canadian Mint, and not just in a limited collector edition, but instead this was an actual minted coin put out in nationwide circulation. And I also learned that it wasn't the only one. In 2004, the Royal Canadian Mint unveiled the world's first color circulated coin. It was a quarter created in homage to the 117,000 Canadians who had died in military service to their nation. The coin had a red poppy embedded in the center of a maple leaf and a protective coating over the ink in an attempt to keep the color from wearing off easily. 30 million of these coins went into nationwide circulation. Since that time, the Royal Canadian Mint has utilized this technology on numerous occasions to create many different colorized coins, and I have spent the last few months doing everything I can to try and track down as many of the coins that have been released so far. So let's take a closer look at all of these coins. We already checked out the first colored poppy quarter released in 2004, but there were also 3 subsequent versions released in 2008, 2010, and 2015. The second colorized coin was released in conjunction with the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation. The 25-cent coin was issued in 2006, featuring the iconic pink ribbon, the symbol of hope and awareness. This coin won the 2007 Best Coin of the Year award from the International Association of Currency Affairs. In anticipation of the 2010 Winter Olympics being held in Vancouver, Canada, the Royal Canadian Mint issued 3 colorized quarters as part of the Golden Moments set, an online contest hosted by the Mint and Canada's Olympic Broadcast Media Consortium asked Canadians to rank 10 of the greatest moments in Canadian Olympic history. Number 3 was Cindy Clausen's 5 medals at the Turin, Italy Games in 2006. Number 2 was the 2002 Women's Ice Hockey Gold Medal in Salt Lake City. And number 1 was the 2002 men's ice hockey gold medal, also in Salt Lake City. 2011 saw 3 new colorized quarters being released as part of the legendary Nature set, featuring an orca whale, a peregrine falcon, and a wood bison. 2012 had the release of the Heroes of 1812 quarter set featuring coin designs of Sir Isaac Brock, the Great Shawnee Chief Tecumseh, Charles Michael de Salaberry, and Laura Secord. The Canadian flag celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2015. The Royal Canadian Mint proudly paid tribute to their beloved national symbol by issuing this coin designed by Bonnie Ross from Nova Scotia. So far, only colorized quarters have been released until 2017, when that changed with the first $2 coin, toonie, was issued. And it wasn't just colorized, and honestly what they did was really cool. But to help me show it off better, I'm gonna need this UV flashlight. In celebration of Canada's 150th birthday, the Mint released the first time issue of a glow-in-the-dark coin capturing the beauty of the Northern Lights. Now, if you're like me, you might be wondering, how do they color all of these coins on such a mass scale? And I will say, with that very first coin, when I first started really looking at it, I kind of thought that maybe it was just a sticker, but I can confirm that's not the case. Over the years, the Mint has used a few different methods. The first was using inkjet printing. Micropores are created during the minting process on the surface of the coin, and then a high-speed computer-controlled inkjet printer would apply color to those micropores. More recently, they have started using pad printing, where a robotic arm can align coins on a tray and then apply paint using a high-speed pad printer that dips into the ink and then onto the coins, transferring the colored image. Okay, this is technically not a colorized coin like all the other ones, but I did still think it was a unique color variation of a coin that I wanted to fit into this video. Why not? We're just going to cover it under the umbrella of colored coins for our purposes. Now, this is a special $2 toonie that was released as a tribute for Queen Elizabeth II after her death. Now, as you can see, the outer ring is supposed to represent a mourning band and is created by black nickel plated steel. In 1972, a historic set of hockey matches, better known as the Summit Series, between Canada and the Soviet Union took place. It was an 8-game competition and was played during the Cold War. The first 4 games were held in Canada, with the Soviet team surprising the Canadians with 2 wins and a tie, leading the series as it headed to Moscow for the remaining 4 games. The Soviets won Game 5 to go up 3 wins to 1, but Canada rallied to take the last 3 games. The final game was won in dramatic fashion. The Soviets led after 2 periods, then the Canadians scored 3 times in the 3rd period, with the final game-winning goal scored by Paul Henderson with just 34 seconds left. In 2022, a colorized coin was released to commemorate the 50th anniversary of this iconic hockey series that captivated the nation, ignited passion, and united Canadians around their national team. It was a defining moment for many Canadians. 2023 also saw the release of this special colorized coin. Now, I technically probably shouldn't include it because it was not actually a circulated coin. This is a special collector's edition that I got, but it did include this colorized 50-cent piece, and I just wanted to include it because I think it is just such an amazing looking coin, just really eye-catching. Designed by Alicia Giroux, it features a mosaic of stylized Canadian icons arranged in a pattern that echoes the national flag of Canada. A polar bear, a hockey skate, a canoe, a beaver, a toque, a moose, curling stone, and a snowy owl. At the center of the coin, a selective application of red color highlights the moose's antlers, a Canadian goose, a knitted mitten, a loon, and a log held by a beaver. Together form another Canadian symbol, the iconic maple leaf. Speaking of collectible sets, some of these circulated colorized coins were also made available in these remarkable proof sets, kind of like this one from 2020 featuring the renowned artist Bill Reed. Now, this not only includes a full denomination set of proof coins, but also this collectible keepsake card. This colorful folder includes information about the artist, a timeline of his life, and of course gorgeous coins including a nickel, dime, quarter, a loonie, and two versions of the toonie, one without color engraved only, and the other, the gorgeous colorized version. Now, what about the United States Mint? Well, in 2020, the Mint did release a special colorized coin to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Naismith National Basketball Hall of Fame. Okay, first off, this was not a circulated coin, so don't bother searching through all your loose change, but was still truly an innovation for the US Mint. The half dollar had a realistic looking basketball flying through a color rim and net. The Mint released coins with and without color in proof and uncirculated finishes. However, none of the coins sold out of their maximum authorized mintage. 2 years later, in 2022, the US Mint offered another uncirculated coin, a National Purple Heart Medal of Honor colorized silver dollar. The Purple Heart is awarded to US military personnel killed or wounded in enemy action. There is a purple color on the coin which matches the appearance of the actual award medal. The colorized version was limited to 25,000 coins and sold out within a month of its original release. It seems for US Mint customers and collectors that the subject matter really is more important than just slapping color on any old coin. With that said, however, I would love to see them release a colorized coin out into circulation just to see what would happen. I really do think it would be a similar situation that I found myself in when I came across that colorized coin in my loose change from Canada. I wanted to learn more about it, and when I realized there were more of them, I did everything I could to try and collect them all, and I think it would be a great way to also bring in some new people to the hobby. Now, as of the filming of this video, right now I have one of each of the Canadian colorized coins that's been released, and a few of those special ones that not technically circulated. But that, of course, can change at any moment, and as I was about to finish wrapping up this video and posting it, all of a sudden the Canadian Mint decided to release their first colorized coin for 2024. So let's take a closer look at that most recent release. Not many Canadian authors have captured the hearts and imaginations of readers quite like L.M. Montgomery. Through her beloved stories and characters, the creator of the internationally acclaimed Anne of Green Gables has transported millions of readers over many generations. The Mint has honored her brilliant imagination and acceptable talent with a commemorative $1 circulated coin as a tribute to her life's work. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at these colorized coins. Have you come across any of these on your own travels? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below, or maybe now you'll be on the lookout for them the next time you're traveling up north. You just never know when the collecting bug is going to strike, and it's always fun to start collecting something new now and then. Thanks as always for joining me again this week, and as always, keep on collecting, eh?